All right, let's check out JJ Redick's interview from the other day after the Lakers lost the Rockets. Please bear with the audio for one quick second.
How do you improve on these things when you can't practice enough? Or we practice them all the time. It's not, again, it goes back to what I said the other night. It's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
Yeah, I heard the man JJ Redick. He's not putting up with another 53 games of this bullshit. So y'all better get it together, Lakers, and y'all better start playing some defense, bro. We all know that's what JJ Redick is talking about. He's talking about LeBron James and Luka and their lack of defensive effort and impact. He was saying right here in the little interview, he's saying, we make the same mistakes, and too much of the time it's the same guys making the same mistakes. And JJ just seems like such a pretentious douchebag, in my opinion. I don't know if that's just my opinion, but whatever. I think he's a pretentious douchebag. Whatever y'all think, that's fair as well. But my opinion about JJ that I think is definitely valid is JJ has no like cachet to stand on to talk to Luka, LeBron James. Even if I'm DeAndre Ayton, dude, you are not talking to me like this. The only reason JJ Redick has a coaching job, we all know, is because he's butt buddies with LeBron James. They had the podcast together, and now JJ Redick's the coach of the Lakers all of a sudden. He's been there since 2024. Honestly, looking back, even right now, it's still unbelievable that him and LeBron had a podcast. JJ's a retired player, and then all of a sudden he's getting hired as the Los Angeles Lakers head coach. I'm curious to know what Lakers fans think about that. If they thought, oh, this is a badass hire, or if even as Lakers fans, if they were saying, why did we hire LeBron James' butt buddy as our head coach? But anyway, I think JJ's just a really pretentious douchebag. Again, like I was saying, if I'm he sure as shit does not talk to LeBron James like that. I don't understand. I won't compare him to Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson because he's obviously not anywhere close to those guys' level as a coach. But Phil Jackson used to be a Lakers head coach. If they're going to have an uncomfortable practice the next day, Phil Jackson's not going to go in the media for like some PR stunt and say, all right, guys, I'm going to be a badass tomorrow. It's going to be an uncomfortable practice. Or Greg Popovich again. JJ's nowhere near these guys as coaches. He probably never will be, but my point is not that JJ could never be a good head coach in the NBA. My point is that he never deserved the head coaching opportunity that he has right now. And when he's saying stuff like this about players, I'm not putting up with another 53 games of this shit. He has no cachet to stand on to say that. Back to like the Popovich Phil Jackson point, they're never gonna come out with a PR stunt like this bullshit and say, "Oh, tomorrow's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna get on the boys tomorrow." Popovich and Phil Jackson, you're going to get to practice, think it's a normal day, and it's going to be fucking uncomfortable. They're going to call out all your bullshit in front of all your teammates, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to be productive. It's probably going to make your team better. Where with JJ Redick, it's just a PR stunt to act like he's in charge as the head coach or he has the pulse of the team. But again, he's saying we make the same mistakes. A lot of the time, it's the same guy making the same mistakes. Let me know if y'all don't agree, but I'm pretty sure he's talking about Luka Doncic and LeBron James consistently playing bad defense and not making an effort defensively. And again, JJ Redick sure as shit is not calling out LeBron James in front of his teammates. JJ needs to be thanking LeBron that he even has this job because I think we can mostly agree he would not have this job if it wasn't for LeBron James. But real quick, here's JJ Redick's coaching career. JJ Redick was announced as the 29th head coach of the Lakers on June 24th, 2024, and that's his entire coaching history. He was on the podcast, whatever the podcast was with LeBron, and then they said, this guy talks cool hoops with LeBron James, let's make him the head coach. And again, if I was DeAndre Ayton, Luka, whoever it is, even LeBron, I guess LeBron hired JJ, so I guess LeBron probably likes the hire, but if JJ actually went through the coaching ranks like any other coach would, like any other ex-player would, you don't just quit being a player and then become a head coach 1 or 2 years after you retire. I can't think of one time that's ever happened. Where if JJ had been, if he was an assistant coach for some team for 5 and 10 years, if he was on the Celtics or the Warriors, the Spurs, whatever team, and he was an assistant coach for 5 or 10 years on a good organization, then they offered him the head coaching job for the Lakers, then I could at least have some respect for him as a player and say, all right, this guy, he played on a winning team, or he did assistant coaching for a winning team. Now he's got his first head coaching job with us. But for you just to be LeBron James' podcast buddy again and just get hired by LeBron James just off of that and have no cachet as an assistant coach or as a head coach. If you had been a head coach for 1 or 2 years for another team, then came to the Lakers, even better, you have some head coaching experience, and I can respect you as a coach. But for some guy that used to play in the NBA, some guy Luka Doncic has probably cooked 100 times on the court, for you to come out and talk like you know everything about head coaching. JJ talked like he's such a knowledgeable head coach, and he's just such a pretentious douchebag again. Um, just acts like he knows so much more about coaching than all these other players. Carries himself as if he has been a head coach for 10 years, and it just makes no sense. If I was a Lakers player, this would just rub me the wrong way. Again, like I said about Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich, they're not going to come out to the media and say tomorrow's practice is going to be uncomfortable, bro. If you're a real head coach and you have the respect of your team, you're just going to come out and practice is going to be uncomfortable. And if you're a good coach, it's probably going to be beneficial, like I said earlier. I cut off JJ's head coaching experience. Actually, so yeah, right here, he became a rookie head coach with no prior coaching experience other than serving as a volunteer head coach of the fourth grade boys team at Brooklyn Basketball Academy, where his 9-year-old son played. So he only got that job because his son played there. If I'm a 9-year-old and an NBA player like JJ Redick is coaching my 9-year-old team, fucking badass, dude. Like, I would look up to JJ literally with my 9-year-old brain. I'd say this guy knows way more than basketball, way more about basketball than me. And on a serious note, that'd be badass to be getting coached by an NBA player. Even if you were like a high school team, a middle school team, elementary school team like this, that'd be cool. I'd look up to JJ as a 9-year-old. But when the 9-year-olds weren't playing good, JJ would probably come out and he'd have some fucking rah-rah speech like he had right now to the media, and then he'd give a rah-rah speech, and all the 9-year-olds would say, "Oh man, Mr. Redick is not messing around. This guy's serious. I'm gonna come out and play hard next game. Otherwise, JJ is gonna chew us out or whatever." And maybe that works for 9-year-olds to get them pumped up, but for you to take your coaching style from coaching a bunch of 9-year-olds and then to come to the NBA and try to coach in a similar way, I imagine, just like this little his little interview we had right now to say, "Oh, I'm done with this bullshit. I'm not playing another 53 games like this." You're really not, JJ. I wouldn't be surprised if he got fired before the season was over, to be totally honest. Lakers are still, we'll check the standings in a second. I think they're third. They're third in the West or so. They have so much talent. Luka's just so good. When Austin Reeves is healthy, LeBron James is still very good. So where they're at is just based on talent. It has nothing to do with JJ Redick's coaching or his scheming or whatever. He acts like he's a super genius at basketball, and he's just not, dude. Again, this is not me saying JJ Redick could never be a good NBA head coach, but to come out like this and say, "Oh, it's going to be an uncomfortable practice for the boys. I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm not doing 53 more games like this." You're definitely not, JJ, because we all know as soon as LeBron James retires or leaves the Lakers, probably retires. I don't think he's going to leave Los Angeles. As soon as that happens, you're out the door, JJ. As soon as Luka Doncic says, "I don't want to be coached by JJ Redick," I can't speak for Luka, but I think he'd rather have an actual experienced head coach that can actually scheme some things together instead of just give rah-rah speeches for Los Angeles. As soon as LeBron James retires, LeBron James is the only reason JJ Redick has that job. And as soon as he retires, JJ Redick is out the door, dude. I don't think Luka wants to be coached by JJ Redick. Again, he was saying we make the same mistakes. It's the same guys making the same mistakes repeatedly. He's talking about LeBron James and Luka, and he sure as shit is not going to call out LeBron James or Luka Doncic and make practice uncomfortable by actually calling out his superstar players. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying he can never be a good head coach, but he's a pretentious douchebag and he carries himself as if he's won 5 championships or any championships. He's never accomplished shit as a head coach, dude. The only reason he is where he is, the only reason the Lakers are, let's see where we're at right now for the Lakers. They're sitting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're fifth seed right now. They had 9 losses. They're 4-6. They're past 10 games. So I mean, the Lakers, they could still be in the playoffs. I could still see them finishing top 6 just off of how great Luka is once Austin Reeves gets back and things like that. But they're only in the 5th seed because of the immense talent they have on the team. It has nothing to do with JJ Redick's coaching. And again, he carries himself like someone that's won 5 championships, and he just seems so douchey. And I don't think that he's a good coach. I think he only has his job because he was on a podcast with LeBron James. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you think about JJ Redick and his coaching style. Again, I'm not saying he could never be a good head coach in the NBA at any point in his life, but get fired from Los Angeles, go be an assistant coach for 5 years somewhere. Work your way up into the head coaching ranks like any other ex-player has to do. I never thought he deserved that job, and he carries himself like he doesn't know what he's doing as a head coach. But please like and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.